Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here in the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Tennessee Titans 10-year rebuild here on Madden 23. That is right, we are continuing it, and we are trying to finish it before we get too deep into Madden 24. We are on episode number 5, year number 5, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but we are coming off of a Super Bowl championship in the last episode. We actually did it. We made our first ever playoff appearance in that episode, and we went to the divisional. We won that game. We went to the AFC championship game. We beat the Chiefs and won that game, who were the defending champions of that season. And then we go to the Super Bowl and beat the Detroit Lions to win our first Super Bowl trophy of this rebuild, and we can check off that achievement for this challenge. We have technically finished the rebuild, we've completed it, and now I can say that I have a 100% record on 10-year rebuilding challenges in Madden 23. We won a Super Bowl with every single team that I chose to do a 10-year rebuild on. The Patriots, the Rams, the Cardinals, the Titans, the Texans, whoever else I chose over that time. We won at least one championship in the 10-year span. So I have a 100% win record and completion record with 10-year rebuilds on Madden 23. Can I move that to 2024? In Madden 24, can I do that in that game? We'll have to find out when I start doing 10-year rebuilds on Madden 24. Although the Patriots rebuild, 10-year rebuild will come out pretty soon. So I guess we'll find out early on if I can keep that 100% completion record up. But anyway, we've got to focus on the now, because we got to defend our championship in this episode. We've got to make sure the team stays together, at least the core pieces of the team stay together, and we got to try to go back to back. So let's start the video like we always do with a season goal, and I mean we're coming off of a Super Bowl, so why not commit to winning a second Super Bowl? This is the window. I said last episode that I thought we were a year or two away. Forget all that. Throw that out the same window, because it's open. The window is open. We're defending champions. Any year that we are playing from now on is a championship window. The next 5 or 6 years, however long we have. So this is the roster that we're working with in year number 5. Will Levis went from normal development to superstar development in that span of that last episode. He was a normal development player at the beginning of episode number 4, year number 4. And now he's a superstar to begin this season. He is still only a 79, but he's the best quarterback in the NFL in terms that he won that award. And he is coming off of back-to-back 5,000-yard seasons. He's having great years. He's got amazing weapons beside him with Michael Pittman Jr., Traylon Burks, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jackson Smith-Njigba, Kyle Pitts. He's got amazing offensive line. He's got a great defense. I think we can go back-to-back, baby. I really do. I really, really do think we can go back-to-back. I am going to make Greg Patterson our starting left tackle, the rookie that we took last episode. He's going to be our starting left tackle, and we are going to try to defend our crown. Hopefully we can. I will see you guys at the midseason mark with some hopeful good news and some signs that we are on track to go back-to-back. So I'll see you guys at the midseason mark. We've made it to the midseason mark, and we are 2-4. I don't know if somebody got injured. I have no idea what's going on with the team, why we are losing. Why are we 2-4? We have the same exact team. We're having some bad morale for Will Levis. That's not good. Everybody else seems to be playing up at least. Greg Patterson has superstar development as a left tackle. That is unbelievably big for an offensive lineman to have superstar development. Oh, baby. I knew that he was the better one. I knew it. I do want to check. I think the Packers took the other left tackle, the guy that we were debating on choosing. I want to see if he also has superstar or if he just has star. So let's go to the Packers really quickly. He's probably starting for them, I would guess. Lamar Jackson's in Green Bay. There he is. He's a 78 overall, and he only has hidden still. They haven't found it out yet. but I do want to quickly find out for myself, this little meatball. What does he have? He only has star, so we did end up picking up the better of the two in terms of development traits. That is huge. Absolutely huge to get the superstar development player. I want to know, though, why we are 2-4. Why are we playing bad? I have literally no idea what's going on. Why are we losing? What's happening? Traylon Burks needs a new contract. So does Peter Skoronski. Okay. This is going to get a little crazy. We clearly don't have the money to pay everybody here. Will Levis needs a new contract. So does Traylon Burks and Skoronski, who I both want back. I want both of them back. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit ugly. Jackson Smith and Jigga needs a new contract as well. Man, this is a big free agent. This is a big negotiation class. Everybody needs new contracts, and we don't have the money to pay them new contracts. I want Traylon Burks, that's for sure. But if we want Traylon Burks back, that's all of our money. Do we want Will Levis back at this point? Because Will Levis is 27 years old, 79 overall. I don't know. We don't have the money to pay all those guys. It's the classic juice maneuver. You pay for everybody at the early stages to win a Super Bowl at the beginning, and then you're capped for the next few years. What is Will Levis's value if we were to hypothetically trade him? I'd have to get a quarterback in return. I just don't know who the quarterback would be. Oh, man, I didn't realize that we were going to be in such a tight spot this early. I thought I'd have a couple more seasons to where we wouldn't have to worry about this, but this is a big thing. So we've got Marvin Harrison Jr. is coming up in a couple of years, or next season, actually. His contract is up. Nobody has any release penalties, which is good. That's really, really good. At least not anybody massive. What about, so who's all up on contracts? Who needs a new contract? All these guys right here. Oh, man. I am scared. I am terrified that we are not going to be able to keep the same team. We're going to have to choose. We're going to be able to bring back one player. We're only going to be able to bring back one player plus a franchise tag. And we're not going to be able to do any free agent signings. We're going to have to build through the draft again. So we have to choose who that one player is. Is it going to be Peter Skoronski? And then we franchise tag Will Levis? Is that the move? And then we can't let Traylon Burks walk. Traylon Burks has been having way too good of seasons to let walk. So what we probably will do, should we just scrap this season, trade Michael Pittman, and because how long do we have Michael Pittman for? We signed him to a big contract. He's got 3 more years left. So should we try to keep Michael Pittman or trade Michael Pittman away? He's a little bit older. Or do we keep Traylon Burks because he's 26? What's Michael Pittman's age again? Or is this where we trade Derrick Henry? He's 28, so he's only 2 years younger than Michael Pittman, Traylon Burks is. Is this where we trade Derrick Henry away? Because he is 32. He got his championship. We got him a title. He's got 2 years left on his contract, which is absolutely massive. And he's going to have some big value. Blake Corum also is in need of a new contract. Oh, man. I didn't realize I was going to have this many decisions to make in this episode. I thought I was still good for at least a year. But what is Derrick Henry's value at 32 years old? I know he's a running back and he's older. What is the value of Derrick Henry? It looks like it's still good value for at least a little bit. Hassan Reddick's probably not worth it at this point. He's going to get older. Quay Walker's good. I probably need to get back... Ooh, Tariq Woolen. I probably need to get back a running back and a... Maybe we could snag a left tackle to replace or to fill in. I don't know. So let's go through some cheap running backs who are under contract. Who are some cheap running backs under contract? We probably can't get Nick Chubb, and he's 30 years old anyway. Ooh, Isaac Pacheco? Is he still on his rookie deal? Or did he get a new contract? He might have got a new contract. He did. He's under contract for 4 more seasons. So if I threw in Isaac Pacheco and they don't really have a tackle that I want, that's upsetting. They have good interior offensive linemen, but their outside tackles are not... They have Gary Wilson, though. They are not who I want, so maybe we don't go for Pacheco. Let's see. Who do we try to get? Zeke? He's too old. He'll retire pretty soon. I want to get somebody that's at least a little bit younger so we don't have to worry about it. And who's under contract. There are some very high overall running backs in the league right now. Should we go for Bijan? Because Bijan's going to be on his rookie deal still. I want to get somebody who's past their rookie deal to where we can have him under control for a while. That might be Kenneth Walker. Yeah, Kenneth Walker's locked up for 6 years. His cap hit is $7.6 million. And his cap hit's going to be pretty expensive towards the later years. Kenneth Walker's probably not worth it. What about Najee? Najee's 28 at this point. He's going to be on a 4-year deal. But his cap hit at least isn't that expensive. So if we go for Najee Harris plus Cam Robinson, Isaiah Jackson, I don't think we're going to be able to get a tackle from any of these teams that we're trying to trade for. But if we could snag Najee Harris and somebody else, JTT, he's going to be on his rookie deal. We'd have to pay him pretty soon. TJ Watson, expensive. Alex Highsmith, expensive. I don't know. Quarterback, they don't have a quarterback that I want. But if they give me 2 first-round picks, oh, that first-round pick next year is valued at pick number 2. That's gonna suck. Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna go down since that was valued at pick number 2. But they don't even want that. Oh man, I'm gonna have to make some decisions I don't want to make. But we'll simulate to the end of the season, see if we can recover, and we'll have to make some daunting decisions in the offseason. Okay, so somehow we were able to sneak into the playoffs. We are the wild card team, the final wild card team, I would guess, and we made it. So we go off of winning a Super Bowl last season to sneaking into the playoffs. I don't know how we played so bad. I don't know why we played so bad. Will Levis dropped his passing usage down a lot with only 4,600 yards, 37 touchdowns, 13 picks. These are still very good splits, but for some reason he didn't throw us for many yards. I didn't change the playbook. We're still in Bengals playbook, so I don't know. He just didn't play very well this year. Derrick Henry with 1,100 yards and 15 touchdowns, still producing to the level of Derrick Henry that I would expect. Receiving yards, Pittman Jr. and Burks had 1,000-yard seasons. Pittman had 4 touchdowns. Burks had 16. Marvin Harrison Jr. had 7 with 9.55. And Kyle Pitts had 9.53 with 5 touchdowns. Okay, and then on the defensive side of things, Alshire again with a 100-tackle season. 10 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and a pick. Amani Hooker had 99 with a sack and a half and 2 interceptions. Christian Gonzalez, 88 tackles, sack and a half, 2 interceptions. Who led tackles for loss? It was Jalen Carter with 20, then Simmons with 15, Rashawn Gary 12. Sack leader was Jeffrey Simmons with 12, 8 for Jalen Carter, 7 for Dallas Turner, and a couple guys had 6.5, 5.5. Interception leader was Hooker, tied with Gonzalez, Campbell, and Jeremy Chin. All had 2. A couple guys had 1. So that is the numbers, and they're not that great. I mean, they're okay. They're fine. They're fine numbers. They're just not really what I expected us to be at. So I guess we simulate the wild card game and figure out if we're going to be having an early exit or not. We're going up against one of the best teams in football and the Bills, and we win. We're taking on the Chiefs in Arrowhead. We beat them last season. to go to the Super Bowl. This year, we have to beat them to go to the AFC title game. Let's give it a shot, man. 14-3 Chiefs. Probably the best team in football other than the Bills. And we beat them 36-22. We're playing the Raiders in the AFC title game. I don't know what's going on here. We're turning it up in the postseason, I guess. Raiders and Titans for a trip to the Super Bowl. Can we go back-to-back, or will we lose? Are we going to go back-to-back? No, we lose 33-27 in the AFC title game. So, hey, I mean, we got back to the AFC Championship. We just could not beat the Raiders. We had a close game, too. It's not like we got blown out by them or anything. That's kind of unfortunate. It's going to be Raiders and Niners in the Super Bowl. And with the little bit of cap space that we have available, this is going to be a very tricky offseason to try to maneuver through. And the 49ers win the Super Bowl against the Raiders. So congratulations to, I'm assuming, Trey Lance. It could be Brock Purdy, I guess. I don't know. But whoever it is won a Super Bowl. MVP is Brock Purdy. Lamar Jackson wins the MVP of the league. And Miles Sanders, Max Crosby are the players of the year. Nate Ross, quarterback for the Falcons, and Gerald Poe is the defensive and offensive rookies of the year. All right, so that's what we're working with as far as the season goes. But now it's the more important part. We couldn't go back-to-back, but we have a chance to keep some of our core together. And the big thing is Will Levis. Will Levis' contract is up. I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. Will Levis, and he wants more money than he did previously. All these guys want more money than they did previously. And why do I not have my $12 million? Why am I down to 3.4? What happened to my $12 million? I'm confused. I didn't spend it. I didn't trade for anybody, so I didn't like lose my 12 million. What happened to my 12 million? Why is it gone? Why do I only have 3.4? We're not going to be able to bring anybody back now. All we're going to be able to do is do a franchise tag on somebody. I guess we could trade all these guys, get people back for them, and just go heavy into the negative cap space. That's a possibility. We have to decide who we want to franchise tag, though. That's the big question. So do we want to franchise tag Treylon Burks, keep him around, and then trade Will Levis for another quarterback, since he is 28 years old? But we already have, we have Michael Pittman, we have Marvin Harrison Jr., who's going to need a contract next season, and we have Jackson Smith. Actually, we don't have Jackson Smith-Njigba because he's going to be he's going to be leaving as well. So Michael Pittman and Marvin Harrison. I think we have to franchise tag Treylon Burks here. I think he has to be the guy, and we trade Will Levis for another quarterback. Or at least attempt to trade him for another quarterback, which absolutely sucks. But it's the only thing we can do, because we have to guarantee ourselves at least 2 wide receivers that are going to be good enough. So we'll offer Treylon Burks. He's going to say absolutely no to that, and we're going to franchise tag him for $38.3 million. Good God. And now we have to trade Peter Skoronski. We have to trade Cedric Van Pran. We have to trade Will Levis. We got to trade a lot of guys. And this is going to suck. This is going to suck. Let's start by trading Will Levis. I don't even know if it's going to be freaking possible. We got to trade him. Oh, we can't trade him because we're so negative that we're not going to be able to get him unless we can trade for picks. So should we trade for a top pick in the draft maybe? Give me two picks in this year's draft. The trade will make us go over the salary cap. Oh my God, I'm going to get screwed, aren't I? I am going to get screwed. Oh my God. We can't trade anybody. We're going to lose everybody for nothing because I had to sign Treylon Burks to that extension, or to that franchise tag. We're not going to be able to trade anybody because we don't have any cap space. Wow. That is unreal. Absolutely unreal that we're going to get screwed like that. And it's not even like we have Treylon Burks for under contract for a while, because he freaking just signed a 1-year deal on the franchise tag. So we lose our quarterback, We lose our starting right tackle. We lose our starting center. Man, we just got shafted. We just got shafted. That is absolutely insane. And luckily, we drafted good depth on the offensive line, so we have Jackson who can come in and play center for us. But it looks like everybody dropped down for some reason. They're going to go all back up to superstar because they shouldn't have regressed that badly. They didn't have that bad of seasons, especially Pittman and Harrison. They had pretty good seasons, so they'll go back up to superstar. Derrick Henry is starting to regress even further. He can stay down to star because his regression is warranted because he's older. Even though he did have 1,100 yards, his regression is at least understandable, his development trait regression. So the offensive line doesn't look as good anymore, even though Patterson went down, I just noticed. So we'll move him back up to superstar as well. Luckily for us that we drafted that Jackson guy. Is it Dexter Jackson, I think? Something like that. So we have good depth on the offensive line, or good enough depth on the offensive line. Now we have to worry about our quarterback. That's the big thing right here. I don't know what we're gonna do, really. I do not know what we're gonna do at quarterback. We might have a wash of a season next year, try to get the #1 pick and draft a quarterback. Hope there's a quarterback available, because if there's not, we are gonna be screwed. We have pick 29 this year. Pick 29 is not gonna get us a starting quality quarterback. That is for sure. That is for sure. So I'm just bumping everybody back up that shouldn't have regressed down to star, back up to superstar. And then we can adjust our expectations. We can assess the situation. I don't really know what to do, man. This is crazy. This is not the spot that I would expect us to be in. The defense still looks good. But now the offense without Will Levis there, I don't know, man. I do not know what to do. We have no money, so free agency is a wash. Free agency is an absolute wash. We're going to have to go into this draft and draft somebody that is a quarterback. We can't sign a quarterback in free agency. So we got to go to the draft and hope and pray that there is a value quarterback at some point, because it's not like we can trade. I don't think we can. Oh, we might be able to trade draft picks for draft picks. Please be Marvin Harris. Oh, it's Mac Hadley. Okay. So Mac Hadley, yes, we are going to pick up his 5th-year option just to keep him around so we don't have to pay him next year, because I really don't want to pay him next year. And we go to free agency recap. I didn't even want to look at the free agent class this year because I don't want to be tempted. I don't want to be at all tempted by anybody that we know we're not going to be able to afford, because that'll just make me sad. So if we go to the mock draft number 5, the final one, there's not a quarterback in the top half, which is a little bit concerning. The closest guy is Hunter Leonard at what was that, 6 for the Titans or 8 for the Titans, whatever, Chargers, whatever it was. Let's go to private workouts and look at quarterbacks, because that's really what we're going to be focusing on here. So quarterbacks, we've got Hunter Leonard. He was the guy that was in the top 10. He's got elite throw power. He's the 4th fastest quarterback. He's got good numbers or good stats, but he's not like blow your face off or anything. Joshua Sellers also looks pretty good. He's got better accuracies than Hunter Leonard does, and he's got the same amount of elite throw power. So Joshua Sellers, I'm intrigued by, that's for sure. What about Max Lawrence? He's 6'4". He's got elite strength and elite throw power, but his accuracies aren't as good as the other two guys. Aaron Collins, he's got poor speed. I'm out on him no matter what, because I need a guy that's not a statue in the backfield. Who's the fastest quarterback in the combine or in the class? Is it going to be this guy? No, he's not. Because those top 2 guys were they were top 5 fast quarterbacks, but they weren't the fastest. Who is the fastest quarterback in this class? Is there anybody that's fast? Is it you? Is it this guy? DeAndre Dorsey? 6'4". He ran a 4.9, so he's definitely not the fastest. I don't know who it would be. Oh, it could be this guy, Anthony Schaefer. Scrambler archetype. Second, he's the second. He ran a 4.5. So who else would have been faster? Tony Reinhardt? Did he run the fastest? No, he's the third fastest. Who's the fastest quarterback in this list? It's got to be one of you guys. Carl Tuttle, 6'5", by the way. What about Michael Jones? No. Who is the fastest quarterback in the class? We know who the second fastest guy is, in Anthony Schaefer, but we don't know who the number 1 is. It's not you. Brian Santos. What about Emmett Boyd? Is it Emmett Boyd? It is definitely not Emmett Boyd. I don't know. It's not going to matter. There's not a good quarterback in this list, at least a fast quarterback in this list. So we're going to scout those two guys for sure. I think Joshua Sellers is better than Hunter Leonard is. And then we go with, I don't know, Max Lawrence, I guess, is our next guy. So we just scout those 3 quarterbacks. Oh, man, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted. This is not the position I wanted to be in, that is for sure. So we will advance to the next week, advance to the draft, and we got to be in a bad spot. We are in a bad spot. No cap space. Let's go to the prospects. We have 100% on those quarterbacks, which is good. Is Hunter Leonard the guy? Probably not. He doesn't look that great. Joshua Sellers, I think, looks better. 6'4" out of Wake Forest. The decent speed is okay. He can't run at all. His carrying is D, his juke move is D, his spin move is D, his stiff arm is a D, but he can at least throw the football, which is what you want out of a quarterback. Even though he is an improviser, he can't run at all. And is Max Lawrence any better? Max Lawrence, I think Joshua Sellers is the better out of the bunch, is the best out of the bunch. So let me take a quick look at that final mock draft and see where they have Sellers going. Joshua Sellers is projected 15. Okay. So he's projected 15. They have us taking Aaron Collins at 29 or whatever. So if we could, that's a reasonable jump. 29 to 15, that's a lot easier to get up than to like number 8 or whatever. So who had number 15? I think it's like Tampa had it or something. Did Tampa have it? They had 22. Who had number 15? It was a red team. Was it the Cardinals? 11. Chiefs? 28. Commanders? 3. Falcons? 13. Oh, close enough. You know what? Let's talk to the Falcons. They went Dallas Turner and Al-Shaair. I can't do that because I don't want to give you a freaking pass rusher, the only pass rusher that we have that's any good. Although we could turn Brian Driver into a pass rusher, I guess. Or no, we could turn Tyree Wilson into a pass rusher and then have Brian Driver be the right outside linebacker. That is an interesting thought because we don't really need Al-Shaair since we have Dante Jeffries. You know what? Now that I think about it, that is a possibility. I know Dallas Turner is really, really good. He's really, really good. Really, really good. But he's also in need of a new contract. So if we could trade up to get number 13 and give them both those guys, I'll take it. I'll do the deal. That's probably going to be a bad idea now that I think about it. But that gets us an opportunity to draft Sellers because now we are ahead of the team that was projected to take him anyway. So let me just go quickly to the right outside linebacker, to the right outside linebacker spot. Couldn't even speak there for a second. And change Tyree Wilson to left end so he can start there, and then Brian Driver will start at right outside linebacker. And then I quickly want to go to the mock draft again just to make sure that we are ahead of the team that was projected to take Sellers, excuse me. Yeah, so we traded up with the Falcons. We have pick 13. The Browns were the team that was projected to take Joshua Sellers. Okay, perfect. So now we can do that. We can go to the draft. We still, by the way, kept our 29th overall pick too, so we can make something happen there. All right, so pick 1 is by the Minnesota Vikings. They take Josh Chapman, right tackle. Then Lewis Whitworth goes to the Broncos. Commanders get Ezekiel Stoudemire. Saints get Van Buren, excuse me. I can't speak today for some reason. Jeffrey Campbell goes to the Bears. Josh White goes to the Eagles. Bobby Hurd goes to the Rams. Ryan Callahan goes to the Seahawks. There goes Hunter Leonard, first quarterback off the board to the Chargers. Aaron Shepard goes to the Ravens. Kalen Little, got to know how to pronounce names, juice, goes to the Cardinals. Timmy Hazelton goes to the Patriots, and now we're up. So only one quarterback has gone off the board right now, which means we are right in position to take Joshua Sellers, and I'm definitely going to do it. He may not be the best quarterback on the board or in the draft, but I think he's going to be good for us. He's hidden development, which is beautiful, even if it is only star. That's better than where we were with Will Levis the beginning of this rebuild. So he's got 94 throw power, 94 change of direction, 85 agility, 88 acceleration, 78 speed. So he can move a little bit. He just can't make anything happen in the open field once he does do that. So that's a good pick for us. I'm happy with it. And we will go to pick 29 and see what happens. All right, pick 14, Bengals. After we took Joshua Sellers, Melvin Streeter goes to the Bengals. I think we're just going to skip to my user pick here at pick 29. And what we could do is we could draft somebody. That's a possibility. Or we could trade back and get a first-round pick next year. Although pick 29, people aren't usually trading back at this point. Jason Hatcher, he's the number one player on the board. Do we go best player available? We do need to get a left tackle. Or right tackle, I guess. Either one. This guy looks okay. Spencer Redding. I'm just worried that he's going to have normal development. I don't want to draft somebody in the first round who has normal development. That's just going to suck. And I'm probably going to be doing that. So I'm already getting my brain ready. This guy doesn't have the physicals needed, but he looks pretty good skill-wise. Is he a first-round pick? What's his projection, round 1 to 2? I mean, we are in the back half of the first round, so I guess it's worth it. George Leonard? No development. Oh my God, he's 6'7", 23 years old, and he's not that good. That's a waste of a first-round pick, man. That is an absolute waste of a first-round pick. You know what? I'm just going to simulate the rest of the draft. At this point, I don't know who's good or not. Just let the CPU draft whoever they want. They can't do much worse than what I would have done. So this was a weird episode, man. An absolutely weird episode. Draft recap. We've got a rookie quarterback now. He's a 74 overall. Then we've got George Leonard, who's a 72 with normal. Even if he had hidden, I'd be a little bit happier about that, but normal sucks. Louis Bartow, or I guess it could be Louis Bartow. He is a 72 running back. Then they took Mark Tyson. Charles Burns, a 72 overall corner in the 4th round. Okay. And then a wide receiver, George Davis, 71 overall. So they got a couple value picks in the 4th and 5th rounds. They have hidden development. Charles Burns does, which is probably only star, but that's still something. And then George Davis only has normal. Okay. But that corner could end up being something for us in the 4th round. Was this a good class? Did we miss out on a good quarterback? Let's do this. It is Bobby Hurd actually ends up being the highest overall at 80 overall. So this class was not that great at all. And it looks like Hunter Leonard is a 76. What about the other quarterback? It was like Max Lawrence, I think, or something like that. There's Joshua Sellers at 74. So we weren't that far off. And then where is the other quarterback? Here he is. Max Lawrence is a 72. So we ended up getting the second best quarterback in terms of overall. I am curious to see if Hunter Leonard has like superstar or what does he have? Does he have a development trait that's good? Or is he star? Please be star. Thank you. Ooh, that's good. That's a big, big thing. Because now our guy probably only has star. I'm expecting him to only have star. But hey, at least he doesn't have star and Hunter Leonard has superstar. That's something. What a weird episode. What a weird episode. We got to the AFC title game. We lost. And we lost a lot of people too. We lost a lot of good players. It's going to be a weird one. Now we got DeJuan Jones starting the left tackle. Patterson moves over to right tackle. The offensive line looks a little weird. We got Joshua Sellers at quarterback. We have Derrick Henry and no more Blake Corum. We still got our wide receivers because I tagged Traylon Burks. And then on defense, I mean, the defense looks okay. It doesn't look amazing, but episode 6, year number 6 is going to be a wild episode. You do not want to miss it to see the fallout from this episode. So if you guys enjoyed this one, let me know. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.